Okay. Welcome, everyone. In the spirit of reconciliation, we acknowledge that the land upon which we gather is unceded Mi'kmaq territory. Ebigut, Prince Edward Island, Mi'kmaq, and Mi'kma'ki is covered by the historic treaties of peace and friendship. We pay our respects to the Indigenous Mi'kmaq people who have occupied this island for over 12,000 years, past, present, and future. Call to order. Just want to welcome back Deputy Mayor Yankoff. She's in her own chair. She's ready to go in person, so it's good to see you back here. Caught a conversation between her daughter and the deputy. I think your daughter's down in Australia, so Martina was getting some updates. Any declarations of conflict of interest?
I have one, Mayor Brown.
Which one is that, Councillor Duran?
4D.
Is it the R1L zoned institutional or R2S zoned to Stanmore Drive? Second one?
Stanmore Drive one, yeah.
Okay, just let me put that out. In conflict. Okay. Okay, approval of agenda. Councillor Norman Beck.
Yeah, I was just wondering, Your Worship, can we add under 5 an item? It's just a short discussion on some of the positions that we have to approve as part of other acts. Specifically, our chief of police and our heritage resource officer position and our CAO. And I just wanted to have a discussion with people just so that we all understand how that works. And
Should that not be a recommendation from Human Resources? Standing committee? Should it not be?
it was discussed at Human Resources Committee.
But no report, no report came. Also, I know.
It's not really.
I know with her former CAO, she always required a report to come with anything that was added to the agenda. So I think that should come from the Standing Committee for Human Resources. Okay?
I don't know. It's not really a report. It's more a clarification than anything.
Well, it has to come from some Standing Committee.
Okay, well, I'll put it on the next Human Resource Standing
Okay.
Committee then.
Okay, moved by Councillor Twill. Just one second.
And Councillor Beck, just on the point you just raised, now that you brought that up, what I would like to is a comparative analysis with the former Charlottetown Area Municipal Governance Act when we amalgamated back in 1994, and do a comparative analysis today, what the Municipal Government Act says today compared to when we were guided and had to adhere to the act when the city of Charlottetown amalgamated with the 7 municipalities, and to see what the difference, what the similarities are and what the differences are. So I appreciate you bringing that up, but I think it's also imperative to understand as to when we first began under the Charlottetown Area Municipal Government Act and the Municipal Government Act today. That'll really give us a better context. You know what I'm saying, Norman?
Councillor Beck, do you want to take that under advisement?
Sure. Probably have
You
to.
know what I'm driving at, Norman?
It kind of, I guess. I guess I'm just wondering, we're no longer guided by
No,
that. So we're guided by.
I understand that, but what it does, it gives us a better overall, more information as to what the differences are and what the similarities are, and that's going to help us in the discussion
Okay,
that you're referring to.
okay. Good. Take that under advisement.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thanks, Norman.
Okay. Okay, approval agenda, good? Green light? All in favor?
In favor?
Okay. Discussion items, resolutions, bylaw readings. Do you want to take this on, Councillor Duran, or just go right to the resolution?
We can go right to the resolution. I know we talked about this at our last committee meeting, and we were waiting for more information to discuss about future costs. I see it in the resolution that all future costs will be borne by the provincial firefighting school. So maybe it wasn't needed to come back to the committee to inform us, I guess. So that was my only question.
So we'll just put the resolution right on the floor. Good?
Sure.
Thank you.
Your Worship, Water and Sewer Utility Resolution Number 1, moved by Councillor Bob Duran and seconded by Councillor John McAleer. Whereas the City of Charlottetown passed a policy resolution of April 10th, 2000, that the city confirm its policy not to entertain applications for water service to properties outside the municipal boundary of the City of Charlottetown without first receiving approval from City Council to do so. Therefore, be it resolved that the City Council approves the request received for water service to the Provincial Firefighting School at 68 Miles Bolter Drive, Milton Station, PID numbers 283200 and PID 1054949. And be it further resolved that the costs associated with the development or any future services be paid by the property owner, and those services be billed with a 25% premium as a surcharge for services provided outside the City of Charlottetown municipal boundary.
Okay, resolution's on the floor. Question? Do you have a question there, Councillor McAleer? Yeah. Just press your button, and then Councillor Twill.
Yeah, just on that for clarification, I know I sit on water and sewer with Chair Councillor Drong, and when we discussed this at the committee, just to confirm on this request for the service, and then there was additional information in there regards ongoing future operating costs. Was there more discussion or clarity around that, or will that be kind of flushed out going forward? Because there was just the ongoing operating and what that would look like and then whose cost.
Chair, do you want to just defer that, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, no, I'm like John. I was, we discussed this at the meeting last month, and it was going back for clarification of any costs that would be forthcoming in the future. So we kind of let it go, and then here it is tonight. So, there should be a clarification if all future costs, as it says in the resolution, would be borne by the people of the fire school, then that's fine. But we just weren't told.
Okay, we have Josh here. Do you want him to speak to it, sir?
That'd be great. Thank you.
Josh?
Thank you. So through the chair to Councillor, to clarify that this is to approve the connection to the city water. So we'd be looking to approve that with this resolution. Any kind of discussions on assistance with their maintenance into the future, that's still ongoing. We haven't made any decision one way or the other yet, but this is to allow that connection to be made. They can go ahead, get design completed for this and kind of get that into line. So at the moment, right now, everything is their responsibility. But when we flesh through these conversations, if there's ongoing maintenance and if that's something we can help them with, those discussions are yet to be had. But that is kind of a separate item to this. This is to allow a connection for them. And they're responsible for the installation cost and then maintenance moving forward unless we have something at a later date that says otherwise. So you are right, it is where we left off, Councillor Durand. It's just, this is solely for allowing that connection.
Thank- No,
Mr. Chair, do you want to answer that?
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you, Josh, for that. But it seems like, it's great to do this, but what happens down the road if we allow this, we vote on the resolution and find something that we don't like, or, it's not mutually agreeable? Are we bound by that? Like, we're getting into these situations here recently that, we approve things and then all of a sudden, we're left holding the bag. So I just don't want us to go ahead and then, you know, be on the hook for something that, you know, we didn't foresee. So, you know, I don't know what to say to that. Can you describe anything that, you know, that would safeguard us from being tied into future, you know, monetary issues?
Josh, do you want to respond?
Absolutely. So at this time, the way that this resolution is written, it's identical to any other outside of our city boundary connection that we've allowed. So that way, the individual or the owner is 100% responsible for the infrastructure they install and that connection. So financially, the way it is written today, there's no obligation on the city beyond providing the service.
Okay, thank you.
Councillor Twill?
Thank,
So Josh, if I understand it correctly, we're going to charge the firefighting school to put in the infrastructure and bring it right down to the Royalty Road?
Through the chair to Councillor Twill, there'll be a fee to allow them to be connected into the city system, but they have the responsibility for the cost and coordination of installing the actual water main down that road.
On their property, which will bring it down to Royalty Road. And then in order to hook up, then that's where the 25%, that's the norm in terms of the 25% extra to provide water services, water and sewer services, as I understand it, outside the municipality, outside the city limits, right?
That's correct. For the water service, there'd be a 25% premium on the domestic use, yeah.
Okay, and again, it's their responsibility to put that infrastructure on their property, which brings it down.
Yeah.
Do you have an idea of how long that would be from the fire school to bring it right down to Royalty Road? What are we looking at there?
I believe they've estimated about 500 meters of.
Half kilometer. Yeah.
I believe it's
You know
about,
different,
yeah, it's
Josh,
about
if
500 meters.
If
Yeah.
I built a house 500 meters off our water line, right, I would have to pay for the water line and the sewer line to connect to, yeah.
If you don't mind, I just want to get the answer from Josh.
Yeah, that's just
Okay,
clarifying
no,
for you.
no, okay.
Okay.
So Josh, just to refer back to the discussion from Councillor McAleer and the Chair of Water and Sewer, what other discussions took place at the Water and Sewer Committee that they were referencing? What were the issues?
No, that's a great question, Councillor Twill, and it is included as kind of the background information within the
in the package.
resolution.
Yeah.
What they had not required, but what they had requested was for the Water and Sewer Department to take on the ongoing maintenance. So they are requesting to do a water main and 2 hydrants. That way it could facilitate a more in-depth training for their trainees. The hydrants themselves would require maintenance yearly or annually. That's something that it wouldn't be a substantial burden upon the utility, but we're still not, we haven't had the discussions whether or not we want to propose moving forward with that or not. But that's primarily the maintenance piece that they would be looking at. Once it's installed, they should have, fairly trouble-free maintenance for decades with that water line.
Okay. Councillor Duran, I know that some of the councillors are asked directly to Josh. That's okay with you?
sure.
No, but Councillor McAleer, we'll come back to you. Okay. Councillor McAleer,
No,
clarify?
Just to comment or to close the loop on it, sit in committee, and maybe again, this is a committee that we can come back in terms of the operating piece and expense. To me, it would, I would be of the opinion it'd be nice if that could be also part of, part of the, the understanding at the same time that can be flushed out and clear, as Councillor, Drong said, we get caught in these things after the fact, and you don't want to go back after the fact, but if we could be dealt with now, that would make a lot of sense, I think. Thank you.
Okay, Councillor Twill.
So, again, Josh, the maintenance that they're referring to, and I think what you discussed at the committee level was maintenance on their property. Am I correct? It's not on the city's right of way, it's on their property. Do we provide that same level of service to other services we provide outside of the city limits? Do we provide that same maintenance? Like, is this is this a new expenditure or a new line of thinking that it's being discussed at the community level? Or is this the norm for any service that we provide outside of the city limits?
Yeah. Just before you answer, Josh, Councillor Drawn, did you want to weigh in on our committee discussions that Councillor Tweel's referring to?
Well, I don't know what to say about that, Mayor Brown. I'd let Josh speak to it, I guess. Just a general question, I guess.
Josh?
Certainly. So any maintenance like that is outside of the city boundaries would be the exception and not the norm. We do have the odd fire hydrant that is out of city boundaries that we do maintain. It happens to be along the system. So it would be the oddity, not the norm.
Councillor McTaggart?
To the chair, through Josh. Josh, just so we've granted the same situation to others outside of the boundaries. I think most recently even the provincial government, correct? For the apartments out there. And I think we just passed the resolution based on what we're doing. I guess now I'm wondering why all these questions are being raised regarding any additional costs that might come down the road. What am I missing here in this? Like, we've done this before, we've never had this level of discussion and debate on it when we do that. So is there something different that I'd be missing? And I'm just trying to make sure that I'm comparing apples to apples when it comes to those situations.
For sure. So through the chair to Councillor Martar, no, this is exactly the same situation, the same type of request. The only difference is this is from kind of a quasi-provincial organization where there is kind of a broader benefit if we were to assist them instead of being to an individual or a business or a residence. It is kind of the community at large that would benefit from that. At a high level, no, there's no difference to the request. The difference is in one element, they did ask for support in maintenance, but that is not something that we have to grant. We're in discussions with them on that. We don't know what that looks like because we don't typically offer that.
Yeah, but it's a very important institution, provincial firefighting school.
Could I just say one word there, Mayor
Yes,
Brown?
Councillor Duran.
No, thank you. And I appreciate Councillor Mattart's concern. This is not like any other 25% entity that comes forward looking for water. We left it at the committee level last month that management or senior administration was going to talk to these people and find out about future costs. And that's how we left it. So when it comes here, for the resolution, it's kind of blindsiding us in a sense that we did not know what the final recommendation was or the final conclusion of operating costs down the road. Now we can vote on this and it's all explained here, but this is not like the hotel out the road that wanted water hookup for 25%. It came here now today that we had questions. So in the future, anything that's coming forward, that when you leave a committee meeting and you say you're going to look at it, then come back to the committee and explain it to us before it comes to the floor, and we have to either defend what's going on and ask questions ourselves. That's the total difference of what happened here today.
Thank you, Councillor McTaggart. Councillor Ramsey.
Thank you for that, Council.
Oh, sorry.
He goes first.
Sorry, just,
Is it me first?
no, you go ahead.
Thank you for that, Council Drawn, and I can appreciate, the differences in that principal fact that we did ask for that additional information and it did not come back to our committee through that. So by virtue of that, I don't know if they're ready to bring this service in now versus the spring, maybe. I can't imagine we're doing it now, so probably wouldn't hurt to defer it until we answered that question. I'm sure it sounds like there's support here for this, although wanting to have that finer detail understood that was to come back to committee. So I'll recommend a deferral just in the way of getting that information back to our committee and then quickly getting the resolution out if that's what needs to happen.
So deferral put on the floor by Councillor McTaggart, seconded by Councillor Beck. So you just speak to the deferral. Councilor Ramsey.
And that's what I was just going to suggest, Stuart.
Okay, so you don't, okay.
I mean, but Councilman Matar stole my thunder
Okay.
again.
Question? Questions on the deferral? All those in favor of the deferral? Councilor Duran?
In favor?
Okay, those against the deferral? No one? Okay, 10-0. Okay, just defer it, and we'll get more information, take it back to the committee, and then back to council.
Thank you.
Next item, economic development. Councillor Bernard, and I see Mr. Wayne Long is here. Do you want to start it off there, Councillor Bernard? Go ahead. Or do you want to read what do you wish to do?
Yeah, you can read it, and I'll give a little background
Good,
information.
okay.
I guess.
Read the resolution,
Or
sir.
I can do it first, it's up to you.
We'll read the resolution, get it on the floor. Thank you.
Economic Tourism and Cultural Development Resolution Number 1, moved by Councillor Terry Bernard and seconded by Councillor Kevin Ramsey. Let it be resolved, the council support a sport and event tourism strategic partnership between the City of Charlottetown and the City of Summerside. 2026-2030 Partnership Plan, and that the mayor and the CEO are authorized to execute any standard contracts and agreements necessary to implement this resolution.
Okay, it's on the floor, Councillor
Your
Bernard.
Worship. So just for some background here, so the idea of this resolution is, it's exhilarating new growth in sport and event tourism, so through a strategic partnership with the City of Summerside and the City of Charlottetown. Your Worship, some of the goals, I'm going to read off 4 of the goals. So it's to co-host incremental sport tourism events that exceed the capacity of one city or the other. So we work in partnership to be able to host that larger event. Growth and diversity of sport tourism events, increase hosting collaboration of the festivals and events, and sustain the competitiveness as a hosting destination. So it's really a partnership, Your Worship, and one good example would have been the 2023 World Under-17 hockey event that both cities had hosted, and it was a $5 million spin-off. So this is a continuation of that. So that worked out well. So it's just renewing this partnership.
Good.
Okay.
Questions? Councillor Twill. Councillor Beck.
I understand the logic behind the partnership with the city of Summerside, but this resolution is committing the city council from 26 to, was it 2030?
Yep.
So is that within our mandate to make that commitment, to commit future councils in terms of, I know I'm not disputing, again, the program. What I'm questioning is whether or not we have that authority to commit a future council to a program that they didn't discuss and didn't pass. So that's probably my first question.
I guess, Councilor Toole, there may be some concern if there was any amount of money that the City Council was approving to put into the program, but this we're not. This is a partnership to actually bring money to the City of Charlottetown and the City of Summerside with these bigger events and goals. So I don't think anybody has a problem. This is nothing but a good news story. It's a partnership between 2 cities to be able to bring more money to the cities.
No, I'm not questioning that. I'm just questioning committing future council to a program. I'm not disputing the merits of the program. What I'm questioning whether or not we have the authority or the mandate to commit a future council from 26 to 30 to this particular program. That's my first question.
Well, it's like I just said, I don't know how I can explain it any better. You're not committing any funding.
No.
What we're committing here is 2 cities working together to bring in bigger events and hosting opportunities, like the 2023
Kenny Canes.
World Under-17 Hockey Championship. So if someone doesn't want to do that, I'd have to question why they wouldn't. So, if you're talking about another program that's going to cost $2 million and it's going to be over the next 5 years and you're committing to other councils, that's a different story. This one here, there's no financial commitment to it.
Okay.
Okay?
Councillor Twill, can we come back? I got a line up there. Councillor Beck, Councillor Matard. Want to go, Councillor Beck?
I'm okay if he finishes.
Go
wants to
ahead,
finish
go ahead.
question.
I just want to
Okay.
rapid fire.
My question is, So these are more on the larger scale side of things. So each city will continue to seek out through either sets or score to go out and pursue their own individual smaller regional competitions, smaller scale national competitions, maybe niche market events, that sort of thing. This is really just a commitment to say if either Charlottetown can't host it on their own or Summerside can't host it on their own, the first partner will always be the other municipality.
Or we may partner to try and land a bigger event that would
Okay.
require infrastructure from both
Sure.
cities. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Councillor Paterre?
Thank you, Your Worship. I think if I understand Councillor Tweel correctly in asking the question regarding whether or not it would be in our mandate to commit to a partnership agreement beyond, we'll say 2027, I think the answer to that might be, there's lots of things that we enter into as this council and
Yep.
that are longer than our term would be. If there is a need beyond this council to revisit any plan, whether it be this one or any agreement that we have, there'd be mechanisms in place that would allow for, rescinding that agreement or, amending those agreements, whatever it may be. If that's what I understand you're asking correctly, I would have no issue with agreeing to a partnership agreement in any form at this point, considering I'm on council making this mandate decision beyond what could be the next term, if that was how I understood it. And again, I'm not speaking for you, but I'm just trying to understand if that's what you were asking. Thank you.
Councillor Ramsey, can you ask a question, then you can respond? Councillor Ramsey?
Yes, thank you, Your Worship. And this is not the first time that we're signing this contract. Years ago, when I was Chair of Economic Development, it happened, and since then, there were some new councillors on board since the first time we signed it. So this is, I think it's a fantastic agreement. Thank you.
Councillor Tweel?
Yeah, and Councillor Bernard, when you say that we're not committing anything financially, like in future, regardless of what the tournament is, but there will be a financial commitment if you're going to bring in a tournament to the scale that you're referring to, there will be a financial contribution and a financial commitment. So you can't say that there's not going to be any financial implications, because regardless of what that tournament is, there will be a financial obligation and commitment that we're going to have to, or the future council's going to have to abide by, right?
Okay, so we don't stand tonight, do we? We can just talk for our wives then? As you know, Councillor Tweel, every event that we put on that costs money comes to council to vote on for that expenditure. So council will be voting on any expenditure. This is a partnership to be able to host events, as I talked about earlier. This is good news. As Councillor Ramsey said before, we've had this agreement before. That's how we hosted 2023 Under-17 World Championships. If there wasn't that partnership, that wouldn't have come to Charlottetown.
Yeah, it's a goodwill
So we're looking
gesture.
for other opportunities like that.
Goodwill gesture. Okay. Yeah, go ahead there, Councillor Tweel, no problem.
And it doesn't commit council to, or the city of Charlottetown going after future sporting events here in the city. And in some cases, we're going to be competing with Summerside to host different events, because it's certainly not going to stop them from going after different events as well. So I just want to reiterate what Councillor Beck said. I mean, we're still in the business of bringing events, regardless of what they are, here
I think
to the
if you
city of
read the
Charlottetown.
package, you'll see that's very clear, that we continue to bring events. I don't think the city of Charlottetown, I don't think our manager of economic tourism and development would recommend anything that was going to hurt the city of Charlottetown. This is just, this is a bonus for both cities. So basically, it's a partnership to work together for both of us.
Yep.
To be able to bring in bigger events. The matter of fact, I believe the 2023 Under-17 World Championships, if my memory serves me right, was a $5 million spin-off for the city.
And a great final game between the Americans
was
and Canadians.
fantastic.
Full house.
Yep, so there's nothing in this resolution that would hurt the city of Charlottetown in any way.
Okay. Councillor Ramsey, question? Question's called. All in favor? Councillor Braun?
In favor?
Okay. Okay, next one. Yeah, I know, I put him absent, he had to leave. So I have the next one, 4C, One Planning and Heritage Resolution, proposed site, building development at 68 Queen Street, PID number 117292-5. did you wish to speak to it, or do you want to put the motion on the floor first? What's your wish? Thank you. Go ahead, sir. Thank you very much.
Planning and Heritage Resolution Number 1, moved by Deputy Mayor Alana Yankoff and seconded by Councillor Julie McCabe. Let it be resolved that the proposed site and building development concept drawings dated September 26, 2025 for the proposed 7-story mixed-use commercial and residential building with parking located within the building located at 68 Queen Street, PID numbers 336982, 336974, 336909, 336917, 336966, and 1172915, subject to the design reviewer's recommendation concerning the windows at the corner of Queen and Dorchester Streets be approved, and that the building be constructed with a deep set doorway and large window wrappings, the facade around the corner as shown on the submitted floor plans, and further that the step backs on the 5th, 6th, and 7th stories on the Dorchester and King Street facades, as well as the east side of the buildings, be recommended to be approved to step back 2 meters, 6.5 feet, as proposed by the architect.
So that last page number, was that 117291?
Did I get that?
Okay. Okay. The floor there, Madam.
Okay,
Deputy
thank
Mayor
you.
Yankoff, go ahead.
And I'm going to stay sitting
Please.
for now.
You want a
Next
glass
week
of
I'll
water?
be
Do
standing.
you want a glass of water?
Yeah. So folks, you don't often see design review board agenda items because in most situations, these are handled through the Planning and Heritage Committee and the various boards there, and that is the Design Review Board. In this situation, the Design Review Board unanimously did not accept staff's recommendation or the independent design reviewer. There were a few components of it that the design reviewer and the architect for the project had already come to amends on. But today's resolution is basically stating that the Design Review Board unanimously have supported the design review component of this project to proceed. And the next steps will be setbacks, variances, site-specific amendments. So today is not a discussion about any of the things you're going to see and discuss as council when this goes through planning staff and planning board for a recommendation for a public meeting. So today, we're just looking at that in this situation, the Design Review Board unanimously did not support staff and the design reviewer's recommendation because we all felt that this completely met the spirit of the bylaw. So that's why it's here, and I ask council, if you have any questions, you can direct them to me, and I'll do my best to answer. But like I say, this is not about site-specific exemptions, this is not about variances, this is design review only. So, and hopefully, council will accept Design Review Board's recommendation to move on to the next steps for this very important project. So,
Okay.
any questions? I'll do my best to answer.
Did you call the question? Oh, okay. Councillor Ramsey?
Thank you for that, Deputy Mayor. Did you just mention that it's going to public consultation, or no?
Okay, just 1 second.
I'm sorry,
Deputy, go
maybe
ahead,
I just-
Deputy, go ahead.
So this step this evening is if council accepts the Design Review Board's recommendation, then the next step will be, this goes back to the planning staff and to planning board, and that will be tomorrow. And the recommendation from the staff will be presented with a presentation to planning board. And no doubt it will be, I can't say for sure because I haven't read the report yet, will be a recommendation to ask council to approve a public meeting, to go to public meeting, to hear information from the residents and from council on the two other pieces of this project, which is height variances or various variances, I don't even know how many there are, and site-specific exemptions. But today is not about that.
No.
You're going to have lots of opportunity to talk about those. This is just design review.
It's just to move the process forward, correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay. Counselor Beck?
Yeah, just one thing that might have been missed, I'm not sure, but this is here because when design review goes against staff's recommendation, so that's why it ended up here, and it's a bit different, so, and it was along the setbacks was really the area, and the facades down on the bottom with the corner windows and all that, so that was really why it was here. Again, kind of speaking to the abnormality of it, because it normally would not be coming. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, the resolution is quite detailed, Madam Chair.
It
Thank
is,
you.
yep.
Did you want to end up with anything?
No, it's detailed because it's design review, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, there's five PIDs, and really, I mean, you can see the architect's drawings in there. And like I say, this is the design review. We feel it met the spirit of the design review bylaw. And now we'd like to see this project go on to its next steps. And that would be moving on with the site-specific and the variances, moving them on to council at some point for a recommendation for public meeting. So the public will have an opportunity to discuss this project as well as council.
Six
So-
properties all in one
That's
resolution.
right.
Counselor Twill, did you
Yeah,
want to?
so again, the process is, Deputy Mayor Jankoff, if the staff are recommending against, but the committee or the board, the design review board is recommending in favor, that's why it's here, right? So that council, in this particular case, will have the final say and will vote. But because there's disagreement at the staff level with the board, I mean, it's an unusual process and procedure. I've never experienced anything like this one before, so that's why it's here. I'm just trying to understand the process. So why is it that if the planning or the design review board approves it, then why does it have to come to the council? Like, what is the rationale behind the fact that it has to come to council for a vote? I mean, maybe that's the normal procedure, but because the staff, our professional staff, are recommending against, and the board is recommending in favor, that seems like some kind of a standoff, doesn't it?
The other way around. The board and Deputy, you know what? You've been doing a great job. It's your floor. Could
It's
you really
very, it's
explain it
very
again?
similar, Councillor Twill, to when Heritage Board reviews a file and goes against staff's recommendation. Not everything is black and white, and in this situation, there were components of the independent design reviewer that had been incorporated into this. But a few of the aspects were, in our opinion, as the design review board, this project met the spirit of the bylaw to which it was supposed to meet. And by getting that detailed into the design review, when a professional architect did the project and stands by it, and we stood by the design review components of it, this situation, we felt that, and we voted unanimously, that the project, from a design review perspective, was more than good enough. So the way the bylaw is written, if there is a differing in opinion, like the Heritage Board, whether we like the process or not, that's the process we have right now. It has to come to council for the final blessing on design review.
Okay.
Yep, and you're right. I think in my 8 years being here, I think we've done this about 3 times, not very often.
Counselor Beck,
Yeah,
you
just
want to add some light to it?
Yeah, just to add on to that, the design reviewer gave recommendations on, I believe, 3-meter setbacks. Architect was looking for 2.
Yeah.
9, I can't remember the numbers. But it all came down, in a lot of regards, to a question of viability and whether the project could proceed in a viable manner if all the recommended setbacks were in place. So we had to look as well at does it meet the spirit of what we're looking to do? And can we make it work and still get a project that in spirit, everyone, there was no sentiment against the project itself. In fact, there was a lot of positive comments about the project. So I think this is really a case of the design review board, and it is unusual, and I don't have the history that a lot of other people have here too, but it was unusual. But I think at the end of the day, we wanted to ensure that the project could still be moving forward. And therefore, there were some, may call them concessions or middle ground or whatever it is, but that's kind of how I felt it was. So we were trying to work with the applicant to try and make the project come to fruition. So that's why it was that's why we went against staff's recommendation and the external design reviewers' recommendation.
Deputy, you want to respond?
And yeah, I think that that's pretty well it in a nutshell. And the architect for the project is also a professional architect. And sometimes things just don't align perfectly. And that's why council has that ability. And so, like we said, this met the spirit of the bylaw. And there are still going to be stopgaps for other structural and variance and site-specific, but design review, we're asking council to support the design review board, their position on this project, so it can move to the next steps.
Councilor Twill, want to wrap it up?
Yeah, I do. I think it's important to recognize the developer, Quentin Bevan. Quentin has put a tremendous amount of work into this development. He went out and met with some residents who are very concerned about maintaining the heritage component and historical, the legacy that's been left in this city for such a long, long time. And Quentin has taken this very, very seriously. Not only the development, but the impact and effect of the development. He went out and met with key people in the downtown. And I want to publicly thank Quentin for reaching out and talking to these residents because of their genuine, sincere concern about any development that takes place in historic downtown Charlottetown. This is going to be a great development for downtown Charlottetown, and it's pretty exciting. And one thing about Quentin, when he says he's going to do something, he's going to do it, and he deserves a tremendous amount of credit for making this unprecedented financial commitment to this development in downtown Charlottetown.
Good. Do you want to call the question?
Question.
Questions called. All in favor? Councilor Drawn?
In favor?
Okay, thank you. Next item is there two. This is 4D, and number 2, Councilor Duran is in conflict, but in number 1, do you want to read the first one, sir?
Which is that one that we went 5 people time? Is that in here? You remember?
Worship, City of Charlottetown Amendment, official plan to adopt official plan amendment that the land use for the property at 3 Oakland Drive, PID number 192245, as shown in Appendix A, future land use map of the City of Charlottetown official plan is designated as institutional, hereby excluding it from the former designation of low-density residential. Be it resolved that the official plan amendment, as it pertains to the property at 3 Oakland Drive, as attached, be adopted. Moved by Deputy Mayor Lanny Yankoff and seconded by Councillor Julie McCabe.
Shall I carry? Councilor Drawn?
Yes.
Okay, read again.
First reading of the zoning development bylaw to adopt bylaw PH-ZD.2-105, a bylaw to amend the zoning development bylaw to amend Appendix G, a zoning map of the zoning and development bylaw from the single detached residential R-1L zone to the institutional I zone for the property at 3 Oakland Drive, PID number 192245. Be it resolved that the bylaw to amend the City of Charlottetown zoning and development bylaw as it pertains to property 3 Oakland Drive as attached be read a first time and approved and that it be read a second time at the next public meeting of council. Moved by Deputy Mayor Lanny Yankoff and seconded by Councillor Julie McCabe.
Shall I carry?
In
Councillor Drawn?
favor?
Councillor Drawn, yes?
Yes, in favor?
Thank you. Okay.
In favor?
Okay, Councillor Drawn, we're going into the second resolution of 4D. You'll have to tune out.
Thank you.
Your Worship, City of Charlottetown Amendment Official Plan to adopt the official plan amendment that the land use for the unaddressed parcel on Stanmall Drive, PID number 1047562, as shown on Appendix A, future land use map of the City of Charlottetown official plan, is designated as medium-density residential, hereby excluding it from its former designation of low-density residential. Be it resolved that the official plan amendment, as it pertains to the unaddressed parcel on Stanmore Drive, as attached, be adopted. Moved by Deputy Mayor Lanny Yankoff and seconded by Councillor Julie McCabe.
Shall I pass? Opposed? Opposed? Councillor Drawn, yea or nay?
I'm in conflict.
Oh, God, yeah, that's right. Stay out of it. So, opposed, please raise your hand. Okay, 6-3.
First reading of the zoning and development bylaw to adopt bylaw PH-ZD.2-106, a bylaw to amend the zoning development bylaw to amend Appendix G zoning map of the zoning and development bylaw from the low-density residential single R-2S zone to the medium-density residential R-3 zone for the unaddressed parcel on Stanmore Drive, PID number 1047562. Be resolved that the bylaw to amend the City of Charlottetown zoning development bylaw as it pertains to the unaddressed parcel on Stanmore Drive as attached be read a first time and approved, and it be read a second time at the next public meeting of council. Moved by Deputy Mayor Lanny Yankoff and seconded by Councillor Julie McCabe.
Okay, shall I carry? Yes. Okay. Opposed? Opposed, Councillor Twill? Yep, yeah, okay, 6-3. Okay. Okay, we're going to number 5. Okay, motion to move into a closed session as per the Municipal Government Act of Prince Edward Island, Section 119, Section 119, subsection 1D, Human Resource matters, including labor relations or employee negotiations, and the item is CAO performance evaluation process. Councillor Twill?
Just want to ask a question. I know there was debate and discussion before. If you're just talking procedures and process, you're not really talking about any particular topic concerning, in this particular case, CAO. I wonder, does it really have to go behind closed doors? You're the chair, Norman. We're just discussing, we're generalizing, right? We're generalizing in terms of process and procedure. We're not generalizing.
No,
We're not.
no. We're looking at items. Go ahead there, Councillor.
So,
Beck?
because you sent an email out.
Yeah,
You
but
sent it, and I
that,
read it. It looked pretty straightforward to me.
well, that's kind of, that information is tagged to this in a way, just to understand how the MGA ties to CAO and council connection. But this particular situation, it is a review of the information that is in there, that's contained in there, that has to be discussed in private. It's not the process. There's specific material about that we have
Okay.
to review as a group.
I was just going by that. One of the things I went by was your email, and that looked pretty straightforward to me.
Okay, moved, moved. Councilor
Know what I
McKinnon,
mean,
second.
Your email.
Deputy Mayor Yankoff, okay. All in favor? Councilor Drawn?
In favor? In favor?
Okay, close the doors. Okay. Going live. Thank you for showing up there, Deputy.
I never like to miss a meeting.
We know.
The only claim to fame I have.
I heard. Someone was saying she hasn't missed one meeting. Perfect record. Good. Okay. No, there is no business arising from the closed session. I need a motion to adjourn. Moved by Councilor Ramsey, second by Deputy Mayor Alana Yankoff. All in favor? Thank you. You in favor, Bob?
In favor.